Guildmaster Kent here with you, and this morning we're looking at keep section. And keep is the status, your class, your item achievements, your equipment, your layouts, your Akim, your Kobo, your forge, your achievements, your gifts, and your army. We're going to cover all this, and the first thing we're going to look at is stats. Well, in stats, as far as I'm concerned, and this is the humble opinion of a person who has played since 2008 in Castle Age, I strongly recommend that if you're going to be an attacker of any kind, that's a rogue, a warrior, or a mage, you want a very high attack and defense. It's severely important that you have that, and it's my recommendation by the time you get to level 12 in your guild that you should have at least 1,000 attack. If you don't, it's kind of pointless, because you're just going to be a target. You really are. At the higher levels, the guilds tend to attack the lower levels quicker, and you know, it's important that we do that. Now, if you want to hit monsters, I don't think you need a. If you want to be a monster hunter, then you need a very high stamina and energy for that. I have a video on that very thing. And as far as your ruins, this is an absolute must that you have to work on. Okay, the first one you should work on is your attack and your defense. Okay, my attack is much higher than my defense. I'm working on defense, but it takes a while to do that, and it takes a long time to do that, and when we do that with attack, we tend to hit harder on the attacks. My attack is very high, and I tend to hit 400-500 plus, whether I'm a mage or whether I'm a warrior. Now, a rogue, well, when I go as a rogue, I hit 500 plus. So, you know, I have some very high stats. My characters are all built as warriors, or sorry, not warriors, but battlers. I'm not a monster hunter. I don't like monsters. I don't prefer to hit monsters. If I didn't need them for achievements, I'd never hit a monster. The only one I'd worry about is Vincent, Alpha Vincent. I do like him because he has the ability to heal himself as he hits. Now, I recommend that you start working on your ruins as soon as you can. I usually let my trade build up to about 10,000, and then I usually hit. I usually try and let that happen as soon as I can, because I don't hit a lot of monsters, so and I do that. I do that because I like building my attack and defense, because I love hitting hard. I really do. Then the other thing I work on is my damage, because as I said, I don't work so much on that as because I'm not a monster hunter, but I'm not a monster hunter, so my damage isn't up there. It's not high at all. It's only at 43. It's not high at all. I don't worry so much about it. Because it's not of any importance to me. It's just not. Because it's not something that I do. As I said, I don't like monsters, and my health, I really have to work on my health, because my health is really not that high. But I have high defense and high attack, so it saves me in the long run. See, my attack is at 1663, and my defense is at 1661. As I said, I use that to help me in battle, because I'm very hard to kill. That's raw, by the way. That's with no bonuses. My attack bonus is 100 or 902, and my defense bonus is 433. So I'm no slouch when it comes to battle, and I can usually hit 300-400 above my level, and I'm level 783. I stand as an Earl, and I don't do that a lot. I don't do Conquest a lot, because it's not important to me. It got away from me for a while. I had no way to be able to do it because I had no computer. So I was off for a couple of years helping my dad and stuff like that. So that's why I'm a little behind. I recommend that you work on these as much as possible to get your stats up. It's extremely important to have high stats, and the higher your stats, the better off you're going to be. Okay, class. Well, again, it depends on what you have. Most of my classes, I have all the powers that I need. Um, I prefer to be a mage. Um, item achievements. My item achievements are very high. Um, for alpha achievement, I've got plus 134. For Vanguard achievement, I got plus 32. For Onslaught achievement, I've got plus 200. The other ones are lower. Those are the ones that I worked on the mostly. Um, and I don't work on my other ones very much because I don't have time to do them. I have somebody who does work on my accounts for me, and she's a real godsend, and I don't know what I'd do without her. She's just an absolute savior. My 10 level is plus 57 to attack, defense, and plus 22 to attack. So it is fairly high, and I am not really a slouch when it comes to battle. As far as layouts, you need a good amount of layouts. You need one for each class. Then you need one for fighting Vincent. You need one for defense. You need one for battling in the battle arena, and you need one for arena. You need one for fire offense and defense, water offense and defense, earth, and you need one for each one of these. You're going to end up with a lot of layouts, but you need to be able to have that. The Akeem, it's kind of nip and tuck right now because of the messes that we have with the gifting. My summonses is fairly high. I can summon almost everything on most of my higher accounts, and my higher accounts are levels 10 and up, or sorry, 500 and up, and my lower accounts are, you know, mid 300s, and then my newer accounts are in level 50. So I work very hard at my accounts. I try and keep them up as best I can. It's kind of hard sometimes when I'm doing ministry. Class powers is very important to have. These class powers you get from chests, is where you get them from. And really, it's just basically a luck of the draw. You can't really get them really well. I wish you could. It'd be so nice. Legendaries takes a long time to get these. It takes a lot of work to get these done and get them up to par and where they need to be. And with the Cronus gems now is added more to it, and as I said, they take a long time to work at, and it takes a lot of work to get them, but they're well worth it because they are extremely high in damage and defense. Cobalt is sort of a luck of the draw. I've been lucky to get good stuff from him. I have Serena on one account, and I have Celestials spell casting wand on most of my accounts, so I'm very lucky that way. I've been very blessed to have good rolls. Forge is very, I can't stress this enough. It's very important that you keep a very close eye on this, because your general weapons and your stuff like that need to be able to do good damage. My flame bound scythe has 100 attack, 80 defense, plus 25 to physical piercing, plus 10 to fire piercing, minus 15 to water, cloudy gem and earth fire, plus 15 to physical piercing, plus 15 to earth piercing, bonus ignite and physical piercing, 25 to physical piercing. So believe me, ruin power is 255, and then on my armor, it's 80 attack and defense, and I have plus 80 to physical resistance, and I have to work on my water resistance. And on my helmet, I have plus 20 to physical resistance and plus 10 to fire resistance. And on my gloves, I have 80 attack and 25 defense, but I have plus 20 to physical piercing and plus 10 to fire piercing. So I'm very well rounded when it comes to fighting. There's not too many beasts that I can't fight. You know, achievements, it's important that we keep up on these. Some of them we can't do anymore, like the test of might. Unfortunately, you can't do that anymore, and that was so important to have, because it was extremely valuable in battle, and I really miss having those around. Quest, test of might quest, that's in your quests. Your battle, yeah, this you can work on as time allots. Monsters is something that you should try and keep up and try and get them all done, because it gives you favor points and stuff like that. Each one you get done, and you know, there's some of them that gives you 25 favor points. So it's extremely important to work on them, because it gets you really nice rewards actually. And the battle rank is important to work on. As I said, I'm on Earl. I've only got 4 more to go. It takes a long time to get there, but it's oh so worth it. I work on mine every day, and I don't worry so much about my warrior battle parts. I'm working mostly on my battle, because that helps you when you're doing battle with other guilds. Your conquest duels, as I said, I haven't worked on that very much. I've kind of let that go by the wayside until I get my 5,000 invades and my 5,000 duels. And then once I get that, you know, Tests of Fate for Festival, I've done them all on, and Festival Tower 1 and 2, it doesn't exist anymore. It was really helpful to have that, and you know, I'm kind of sad that they took that out. Guild Battle, I need to work on it a little bit because we're a little bit low in that. My dual champions, I stopped working on that because I started working on my other stuff. My guild achievements, I'm mostly all done those. It's important that you get those done because it helps in battle. And your conquest duels is important, and conquest trophy, it's important that you get them done yeah, as quickly as possible. It helps in dealing with see, I'm very high in my achievements because I have 219 done of 375. So I'm very high on my achievements. Within the next couple of months I'll have that done. Army, it sucks that after you get a certain amount of army you can't add army anymore, and keep building your army. It kind of bites, but that's the gist of it, and that's where we stand for now. Tomorrow night I'll do another video, and we'll go into a bit more. God bless.